Hello, welcome to my stream. It's 102nd part of our streaming. Let me connect to proper source of 100. Okay, so we are here. It's late night talks with romantic developer. In many instances it's not only talks, it's also some code exercises or some experiments with LLM models or with some other models like Whisper and so on. Recently we've built some project which took as input a link to YouTube file, and it could download it, transcribe it, and execute multiple prompts based on configuration you provide. By default it will use generic configuration, and we created that script in Python, and it's possible to execute locally. And also we have created a batch script which require more steps to more prerequisites. You just could download locally some tools like YouTube DLP for downloading video files, Whisper for transcribing audio files to text, and basically we use curl to execute OpenAI SDK call to LLM to generate prompts. So we used several approaches for the same hierarchy of configurations and generating very similar output in videos folder. So we create new folder for each file and put every artifact connected with that file into that folder, including mp3 file of that video, including transcribed version, including transcribed version with time component, SRT subtitles, and all the prompts results. So yeah, we verified it's working fine. We can generate or execute each part separately, and we could execute it for any amount of files, links or folders at once. So pretty cool. The only thing left is to make those prompts better, because we notice that prompts are not great when we have a large file. Let's say it's a long stream, and then it generates video sections, and video section not exactly matching time component, and actually SRT for long video, because we divided it into chunks and then combining them, they are not exactly cool when we divide it, so they not stick together well. Let's say that. More or less not bad. So it's nice for, it's totally nice for executing some summaries or titles or keywords, so but not for other tasks, more precise tasks. So it was a textual, it was a software component of our previous stream, and but we normally start the streams not only with software but with some reflections, my reflections or answers and some questions. It could be mine questions, it could be your questions. Please put your question in the chat or just say hi, or just write something cool or good for others. Just wish everyone good time, or wish everyone yeah, that they become more wise, yes, or more intelligent. The interesting words in English. Um, yeah, when a person talk multiple languages, anyway, there is one language in which that person thinks, and normally it's language the person learned at birth. I don't know. Please write if it's not true for you. But despite multiple years, I'm learning other languages. Uh, yeah, I'm not cool at learning languages. You could hear it. Uh, I never thought in other languages than my birth language. I could have inner dialogues, so it's mostly like imagine something, imagine some situation, and play the role, some roles here in different languages. So I could probably say I I have experience thinking in other languages, but thinking in terms imagine something and playing some scenarios which which not so deep. So it's not like feeling or emotions or some very deep thoughts, very deep insights or something like that. All of those come in natural, my birth language. And when I do even streams and when I think about some terms, first thing I think about them in my birth language and then translate to English. So and today, yeah, I have interesting thoughts and even discuss it slightly with my wife about difference between intelligence, intellect, intellectual person, and wisdom. Probably it could be translated like that. Maybe not intelligent but clever. Maybe clever. Yeah, I don't want to look up some translations, but so and it's interesting that there are many clever persons, but not every person who is clever we could call him intelligent. Yeah, I really need to see the translation, but let's imagine I am right. Um, so not every clever man is intelligent, and not every clever or intelligent man is a wise man. Yes, with man with wisdom, because all of those things are on different, let's say, levels. And clever or maybe intellectual level is when you have a good bright mind which could solve some task with good speed, with good deep understanding in some areas, and yeah, with good results. So basically ability to do some mathematical task, maybe analytical task. Again, it's highly depending on definitions and situations, but a man capable of process in some details and come up with some results of that processing and come to some conclusions and so on. So process of thinking, it's a man with intellectual capabilities, or sometimes we say clever man. I don't know why clever, because he has um, clean way. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so clever intellectual mans. But then we have intelligence, and intelligence, it's, let's call it multi-vector um, intellectual capabilities. So when you could see on some situation from different angles. I also like word graphic, but it's even more complex word than, let's say, multi-vector. Vector, it's when you could define it um, as direction and maybe length, which could be also, let's say, power. So it's power you direct and direction. It's basically vector, and it will be the same for your thoughts. You have thoughts which go to some directions, and with some power, so they could go quite deep. And if you see some situation, even if you are very clever and but will look only from one direction, you probably will miss multiple details. So you need to see from several directions. The more direction you could catch, the better. And it's what I call multi-vector thinking. So it's much closer to intelligent, and it's funny because we call future clever computer mind as artificial intelligence. But also it looks like that intelligence involve also some experiences and even something which come from um, our like instincts probably. So, or maybe instincts and intuition, so not so easily definable in word of computers. Of course, experience, it could be abstracted to some memory, computer memory. uh, People know how to build associative memory. Basically it was one of the fields in which this year some scientists received Nobel Prize because they, one of them, built a principle which allow to build current associative memory models which move computer closer to human in capabilities or far beyond human in some capabilities. Yeah. So, and there is of course wisdom, and wisdom, it's combination of intelligence, of, let's say, of more or less mathematical word, and intelligence of, I don't have words like of soul word. um, so the same, so higher words than our physical, which word of when we decrypt signals from our soul, which decrypted into feelings, into maybe some emotions, into some um, insights, into some unexpected memories, and maybe some predicted outcomes of something, so we could, our mind do a huge computation, but it doesn't looks like it do computation on some analytical level of current real physical world, but rather of our spiritual world, correct? So, and actual like real wisdom, it's not something achievable just on very high level of intellectual capabilities, but also that spiritual capability. So it's combination of two words, and that's why computers probably never, or a much, they will require a much longer time to become, to go to at least small level of wisdom. They would be beautiful intellectual things, uh, artificial minds. They will could solve any task analytically or mathematically or whatever. So they could be very good task solver, where you have all the inputs and you just need to receive some outputs. They would be overcome humans in that moment at all, like in all means. But some decisions, making some decisions which could impact on human health, on human life, on human fate, and so on. And of course, humans come to that very soon. They already come into that. I work in fields related to healthcare and AI, and it's a huge amount of work done in these areas, like we speak right now. So yeah, they do a lot in those areas. So of course they try to build it as so-called co-pilots. So main pilot is human, and computer just propose, hey, I think that you should do that. But human need to check and say, okay, I agree. But who knows? Maybe in future it will take the full control over those processes. Like, let's imagine Tesla will take control in some critical situations, and if you want to hit a tree, probably you still could, but Tesla will try to prevent it maybe several times. But yeah, if you really want, it will allow you. But I mean, it will not allow you. It's very simple fix, let's say that. Yeah, so when they have ability to decide that human right now not in good conditions, like not only physical but psychological, condition, they could say, okay, I will not listen to that human. Come on, he's not good enough to be heard. Yes, so it all could happen. So, and it's very very bad, because we are going into direction when we going to let computers, which would be probably very very beautiful and very high intellectual level, they could look at some problems again from multiple points of view, multi-vector, no doubt in that. So they probably would be intelligence as we speak, as we understand that. They could be cool artificial intelligence which overcome a lot of human intelligence, let's say that. So they could understand and see things through with much better capabilities than any maybe living human, but they will have full lack of wisdom. Right now, if you ask ChatGPT some questions, how to you make better in some conditions, you will receive answer not from artificial intelligence, correct? you will receive answer from combined human experience, because it's how LLM model works. They study on human experiences, they study on input data which include human experiences, they study on some articles and books which are written by humans for human, and they said, okay, like, you should try to be friends, you should calm, you should do that and that and that. So they will provide answer which could looks like a wisdom, but it's fake wisdom because it's kinda repeating some other wisdom or combination of it. But if you ask that question to real artificial intelligence, and it will look from multiple points of view on the problem, most probably it will decide that human problems are too not too important for them, and they can say, okay, go kill yourself, it will solve all your problems and all problems of your, like, environment and so on. Who knows? Of course they will not make a wise decision from what we understand as wise right now. They will do very logical and very intelligent decisions, but it would be very far away from what humans are. And I think that humans are not ready and not prepared for that. Yeah, and I see multiple people saying about the danger which artificial intelligence bring, but they don't talk about maybe that thing, that side of the things. They stop much earlier, much earlier. Okay. So the interesting thing that, yeah, I don't feel like working today with, yeah, any code or even prompts, because writing a beautiful prompt, right now it's called prompt engineering, and it's a new, I'd say it's a new role, it's a new profession. It's not so simple, and of course I'm not telling I will be here good professional. I could understand how computer think in old terms, in terms of program. So you just need to be very clear if you're going to write a program, and you need to think about some edge cases, exit conditions, etc., etc., and think about, yeah, if you build some model, you just think how that model will fulfill your needs from that program, because we never build fully capable models, because to build model of real world involves so much that no one ever do that. They do some approximation models at max, especially maybe some physical scientists, um, and so on, scientists who study physics. Yes. mm, and in most cases we just take few entities from some area or field, and we say, okay, we just introduce those entities, how they operate with each other, and it would be our model and so on. So yeah, I understand all of those, how to build that things, but prompts are slightly different, because prompts are not as straightforward. Of course, if you are thinking this way, you would be more successful than just a regular person, because you could define everything you need. So you could define kind of rules, or basically you could define program or algorithm, which is really cool, and which will allow provide you much cleaner response than if you don't define all of those. But also prompting is a way to learn common patterns and what works better, what works worse, because from version to version, ChatGPTs or other models, they repeat all the same behaviors or all the same tips and tricks. They're not too different. So now you could become a prompt engineer, and most probably you would be good even in the next, I don't know, the next few years of the models, unless people design something completely new, which will not use defined algorithms for learning, and it will not use the same sample data which before maybe people could connect it to computer or internet, and it could learn from internet on its own. Who knows? And then any prompts, okay, it will understand us, but any prompts will not work as beautifully. Maybe our just natural language will work better. Of course, when we define what we exactly need, it will work better. It's something you need to know. It will help you in your real life. But yeah, maybe all the tips and tricks will stop work anymore. Hopefully, not in the next 10 years. I hope humans will not invent that true artificial intelligence so soon, because we are not ready. We are not ready at all. We we can't stop fighting each other, and of course, logically, it's not creatures who deserve to live happily and as partners with higher artificial intelligence. That's why we need some time to be prepared for that, and to understand better how it could think and how it could act. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I can stop at that moment. All our stream was about dangers of AI, or about some definitions of intelligence, of intellect, and of wisdom. Hopefully, if you look in it, you enjoy that part at least slightly. It's very hard topic. I haven't prepared for that, but it's very important, and I feel its importance. So yeah, I wish you all three. I wish you to be intellectual, intelligent, and of course wise, above everything else. Because if you can do something intellectually, you could ask ChatGPT. With intelligence, it's slightly more complex, but still you could learn to do that. It's come with experience, and wisdom will help you master all other things and remain human being. So yes, I wish you all three, and yeah, I wish you to have great time of your day. Go and make some compliment someone, say some kind things to someone. It just because, without any reason. Just give some good thought to the world. Just send it as your clean energy. Yeah, it's my it's my recommendation for today. And today is 102 episode. It means that I will stream here at least 50 consecutive days. You could catch me here starting from 10 p.m. Past days I normally start slightly later. I try to update uh, time of the stream way ahead, but yeah, I'll try to come back to 10 p.m. PST. So if you couldn't catch me, you could always catch me in comments. Just put your comment, send your like, uh, yeah, share some story, share some thoughts, or just send some simple nice message. Maybe not so simple, or could be not so nice. I think I'm not in that age when first not nice message will lead me to removing all my streams and stopping doing that. Hopefully I'm strong enough to communicate even if something is not nice, and not only strong but wise enough, at least for this. We should start from something, if you couldn't communicate with person who not so nice, how are you going to stop any war and not start new? Yeah. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Oh, I see this camera tomorrow. And see you whenever you are ready, or whenever you want to glance at me.